For the first time in Asia, connect your land phone and smartphone through SLT Wi-Fi with the SLT Voice app.
Tonight, Hezbollah testifies. Ex-governor reveals that all Muslim candidates wanted Zaharan Hashim's votes.
Muslims are in Sri Lanka, we are minority, but globally we are majority. So you don't want to worry about that.
Filling the void, a new national intelligence chief appointed from active service. It's too much. Sri Lanka's ambassador to France says that the state alone can't revive tourism.
We have new markets coming up also, like the Spanish markets.
Things heating up. The Chief Justice gives the green light for the bond scam case to go ahead. All this and much more coming up tonight on First at 9, this Thursday, the 13th of June, 2019.
From Adaderana, this is Adaderana First at 9.
මුහුණ සති කීපයකට කලින් ෆෑර් ඇන්ඩ් ලව්ලි මෙන් ගෑවට පස්සේ මාක්ස් අඩු වෙලා ෆෑනස් වැඩි වෙලා
මාක්ස් අඩු කරලා ඔයාගේ ෆෑනස් ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එක වැඩි කරගන්න ෆෑර් ඇන්ඩ් ලව්ලි මෙන් ඇන්ටි මාක්ස් ක්‍රීම්
Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
A warm welcome while the head of state is in Tajikistan. Sri Lanka's premier is in Singapore. We'll bring you details on that. But first, we begin with details from today's parliamentary committee sessions. Yet another intriguing session of the Parliamentary Select Committee was worked off today, with former governor of the Eastern Province MLAM Hezbollah being one of the two to occupy the hot seat. Well, the committee's proceedings mostly focused on the allegations against the ex-governor over Arabization. Representative of the Federation of Kaltankudi Mosques and Muslim Institutions, Abu Salih Uwais, testifying before the committee yesterday, accused Hezbollah of fostering Arabization during his tenure as governor of the Eastern Province.
I thought you are a total Sri Lankan and you believe in the Sri Lankan identity. And I quote with surprise, this has been repeated in Sinhalese in Sri Lanka Deepa, Sri Lanka Sulu Jatiya kuwat, loke mahajati api. What do you mean by that?
I didn't make this speech in public meeting or the press conference anywhere. There was a discussion in mosque, and when I went there, I found everyone was scared. So I told them in the meeting, I said, nothing to worry. You have to go to the business. Muslims are in Sri Lanka, we are minority, but globally we are majority. So you don't want to worry about that. The media, ඉස්සරත් කපලා පිටිපස්සත් කපලා මේ දෙක විතරයි ඒක දාලා තියෙන්නේ.
ඔබේ නම එනවා සාරන් තුලින්. ඔබ සාරන්ව හම්බෙලා තිබෙනවා.
ඔක හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා.
ඒ මොන පදරමින්ද හම්බෙලා තියෙන්නේ?
සහරාන් 2015 පාර්ලිමේන්තු මැතිවරණේ නොමිනේෂන් ඉවර වුණාම සියලු මුස්ලිම් අපේක්ෂකවරු යා ඔෆිස් එකට කෙන්දෝ. ඒ කාලේ ආගමික. ආගම හරි අන්තම ආගම. නමුත් ආගම කියන්නේ නමුත් 2015 ත්‍ස්ත්‍රවාදී නෙවෙයිනේ. අපේ ගරු රවුෆගේ මතුමාට දන්නවා. ඔක්කොම ගියා. නමුත් එයා සහයෝගය දෙනවා නම් කොන්දේසි ටික කෙළුවා. අපි ඔක්කොම අස්සම් කරා. මමත් අස්සම් කරා. ඔක්කොම අස්සම් කරා. ආයා කිව්වා මොනද රස්සිම් වල සින්දු දාන්න බෑ. අමෙතිවරණ කාලේ රත්තින් ජාපත් දාන්න බෑ. ලේඩිස් ජෙන්ට්ස් දෙකටම එකට එන්න බෑ රස්සිම් වලට. එනවුන්ස් කරනකොට මෙදෙන් සින්දු දාන්න බෑ. ඡන්ද ගන්න ඕන නිසා ඔක්කොම එකෙන් ගෙනවා.
ඡන්ද ගන්න ඕනේ කියන පදනමෙන් ඕන කොන්දේසියක් එකට යටත් වෙලා ශ්‍රී ලංකා අනන්‍යතාවයට හානියක් කරනවා.
එහෙම නෙවෙයිනේ. ඒක ත්‍ස්තවාදී නෙවෙයිනේ.
2015 අගෝස්තු මැතිවරණයට ඔබතුමා මේ මොන පක්ෂෙන් තරඟ කරේ?
මම UPFA එක කරා.
UPFA. 2015 ජූලි වෙනකොට ඒ සහරාන්ගේ කැඳවීමට යන්න තරම් සහරාන්ට තිබුණු බලය මොකක්ද 2015 ජූලි වෙනකොට?
ඡන්ද 2000 විතර යා ගියේ ජනාධිපති මැතිවරණයේදී සම්පූර්ණ වැඩ කරේ අපිට විරුද්ධව. මා වැඩ කරේ මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ජනාධිපතිතුමාට වැඩ කරා. එයා සම්පූර්ණ වැඩ කරේ වර්තමාන ජනාධිපතිතුමාට. ඡන්දේ 2003 කියන්නේ ගමේ බලය තමයි. ඡන්දේ 2000 තියෙන ඉච්චරයි තිබුණේ.
ඔබතුමා අසං කරන්න කිවිසුමක්
ඔක්කොම අසං
කරාද ඒකලු?
ඔක්කොම අසං කරා.
ඒතර මේ හැම එක්කෙනාම මේක එක්කෙනෙක් පස්සේ යනවා නේද? වටිනාකමක් තියනවාද?
නෑ ඡන්ද ගණ්ඩ ඉතින් දන්නවනේ ඡන්ද කාලේ 2003 ඡන්ද කියන්නේ මම පෙරදුනානේ සර්. ඡන්ද 121 න් පෙරදුනේ. එයා මමත් එක්ක මම මට සපෝට් කරා නෑ එයා. මගේ ඡන්ද 1000 මුස්ලිම් කොංග්‍රසයට ගියා. මුස්ලිම් කොංග්‍රස දිනුවා මම පෙරදුනා.
දැන් ගොඩක් කිව්වනේ ඔබතුමාගේ රැස්වීමකදී මියුසික් දැම්මද මොකක්ද කියලා නේද එයා තරහ වුණා කිව්වේ.
අර එග්‍රීමන්ට් එක ගයින් වෙනවා කියලා නොටිස් ගහලා මියුසික් අනවුන්ස් කරනකොට සර් මෙතන නවත්තලා අනවුන්ස් කරලා ආ යනකොට පොඩි දානවනේ සර්.
ඡන්ද 2000 කවුරු කාට හරි අරන් ගියානේ.
ඔව් අරන් ගියා. මුස්ලිම් කොංග්‍රසයට අරන් ගියා.
දැම්මේ නැද්ද? ඒගොල්ලෝ මියුසික් දැම්මේ නැද්ද?
ඒගොල්ලන් සමහර මියුසික් දාන්න ඇති මට නම් එහෙම කියන්න බැරිද දාලා ඇති.
මට තේරෙන්නේ ඔබතුමා ගාවින් ගියේ මියුසික් කතාවට නෙමෙයි. මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති වෙන්න ඇති.
මට විරුද්ධයි සර් එයා. මට එහෙම දාන්න
විරුද්ධ වෙන හේතුවක් තියෙනවා.
ඒකත් විරුද්ධ හේතුව තියෙන්නේ මංගාව සූෆිසම් ඉන්නවා. ඒක සූෆිසම් කියන්නේ සර් ඒකට පරණ විදියට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන කට්ටිය සර්.
එහෙනම් සාරාංගේ සාකච්ඡාවට ඔබතුමාට අඬ ගැහුවේ ඇයි?
නෑ එයා ඔක්කොටම කතා කරා.
ඒ ඉතින් සූෆි කට්ටියට විරුද්ධ නම් ඔබතුමා ඒ කට්ටියගේ නායකයා වගේ ඉන්නවා නම් ඔබතුමාට යන්න ගැහුවේ.
නෑ මටත් කතා කරා ඒගොල්ලෝ.
මේ අවුරුද්දේ අප්‍රේල් 9 වෙනකොට ඔබතුමා නැගෙනහිර ආණ්ඩුකාර නේද?
Yes, until this third year as a governor. Yes.
Right.
Why do you have name both that are in Arabic?
You know, there was no law, Chairman, not to use Arabic.
We are in Sri Lanka.
Yes, I'm telling you, we are in Sri Lanka. In our country, there was no law not to use Arabic. And to attract the tourism, especially Arabs, it's not illegal or it's not against the constitution, against the law.
අරාබිය ඕන්තර හැමතැනම තියෙන අරාබි භාෂාවනේ. එතකොට මේ ටුවරිස්ට්ලා හොයාගෙන ඉන්නේ තවත් රටවල අරාබි ලකුණු කියලා. ඒකද ඇට්‍රැක්ට් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් වෙනත් දේවල්.
Sababatma, that to attract the tourism in the world now, increasing the official languages all over the world.
The National Investigation Agency of India yesterday detained a Facebook friend of ringleader of the Easter Sunday attack, Zaharan Hashim, along with 5 others in Coimbatore. The NIA alleged that the prime suspect, Mohammed Azharuddin, and his associates were propagating the ideology of proscribed terrorist organization Islamic State on social media with the intention of recruiting vulnerable youth for carrying out terrorist attacks in South India, especially in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. India's NIA claimed that Azharuddin was highly radicalized and was running a Facebook page called Kilfa GFX. NIA officials have also said that they do not know if Azharuddin's acquaintance with Zaharan Hashim was only limited to interactions on Facebook or went beyond it. Quoting an investigation official, the Hindu said that Azharuddin designed Islamic State-inspired logos that were quite popular on social media platforms. NIA said that the accused had shared radical content attributed to Zaharan Hashim over the social media, adding that all of them used to follow Hashim's videos. The Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal ranted, says that the Easter Sunday attacks are a result of the existing political power struggle in the country. The Cardinal made this statement at the Holy Mass to celebrate the feast of St. Anthony's Shrine in Kochikade following its reconsecration.
Of St. Anthony's of Padua was celebrated at his shrine in Kochikade after being consecrated following the Easter spate of terror. The ceremony was held under the patronage of the Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit.
That disaster that happened here on Easter Sunday is a cause of political power mongering. Somebody used those people because that somebody had a plan to try and get hold of our culture, our country. Religion is not for that. Religion can never make man a slave. Man is a free being and he has to be helped to understand that freedom and exercise that freedom correctly. We are very sorry about those people. I like to make an appeal to all the people of this country, especially of all the religious and social groups. Don't make this land become a land of blood for the sake of your selfish motives. We were able to withstand that provocation in a very disciplined manner. Religion is to protect not only ourselves, but also to protect others.
The church will now conduct its proceedings from today onwards. The shrine's clock was seen frozen in time as a reminder of that brutal day which brought death to many devotees. Names of devotees who were killed in the attack is now on display at the church.
Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Secretary to the Ministry of Public Administration, Home Affairs and Justice J.J. Ratnasiri also appeared before the Parliamentary Select Committee. He was heavily grilled on the recently issued circular pertaining to the state sector employees' dress code.
අපි ඒ ගැන බැලුවා පහුගිය කාලේ ඉෂු නිකුත් කරපු චක්‍රලේඛන තිබුණා. ඒ චක්‍රලේඛන වලටම අනුරූපව අපි නැවත මතක් කිරීමක් මේ පිළිබඳව කරලා තියෙනවා.
මේ චක්‍රලේඛන ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමෙන් යම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති වෙලා තියෙනවා කියන එක පිළිගන්නවද? මොකද ඒකෙන් අගමැතිතුමා ජනාධිපති කැබිනට් එක මේක පිළිඅරන් නැහැ.
ප්‍රශ්නේ නම් මෙතනයි අපි මේ චක්‍රලේඛන ඉෂු කරලා තියෙන්නේ රාජ්‍යයේ වැඩ කරන රාජ්‍ය සේවකයන්ට පමණයි. රාජ්‍ය සේවකයන්ගෙනුත් අපි මේක නිකුත් කරලා තියෙන්නේ අමාත්‍යාංශ දෙපාර්තමේන්තු වලට පමණයි.
මොකද ඇමතිතුමාගේ අපි ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට කැබිනට් එකේ ඉතින් බයා දැනගත්තේ නැහැ කියලා.
මේ පිළිබඳව මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා අතිරේක ලේකම්වරු ඒකාබද්ධ සේවා අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජෙනරාල් ඔය සියලු දෙනාත් එක්ක අපි සාකච්ඡා කරලා තමයි මේ සකස් කළේ. ඉතින් ඒ වෙලාවේ ඇමතිතුමා හිටියා. ඇමතිතුමා හොඳටම දන්නවා.
Who decided on the dress that was in the circular?
All of our discussed and my minister concerned issue the circular.
Secretary, will you answer my question? What were they wearing?
I don't know.
You don't know?
ඔබතුමා දන්නවද විශේෂයෙන්ම රජයේ කාර්යාලවල වැඩ කරන යම් ජාතියකට අයත් කාන්තාවන් පිරිසක් වැඩට යා නොහැකිව දැන් නිවාඩු අරගෙන ගෙදර සිටින බව.
අපිට මේ වෙනකන් නම් එහෙම කවුරුවත් දැනුම් දීලා නැහැ.
අපි මෙතන ඒක වාර්තා කළොත් අපි සාක්ෂි කැඳවල ඔබතුමාට පෙන්වුම් කළොත්
අපි මේ පිටිපස්ස මොනවා හරි කරන්න සූදානම්.
මේක අත්හිටුවන්නයි කියලා අගමැතිතුමාගේ කාර්යාලයෙන් ඉල්ලා හිටියා.
අත්හිටුවන් කියලා ඒවල නැහැ. එහෙම එකක් කිව්වේ නැහැ. මේක සංශෝධනයක් කිව්වේ රාජ්‍ය සේවකයෙකුට යම් අසාධාරණයක් හෝ රාජ්‍ය සේවකයෙකුට ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා නම් කටයුතු කරන ආකාරයක් තියෙනවා. මානව අයිතිවාසිකම් තැනට නෙමෙයි ඒ අය යා යුතු වෙන්නේ රාජ්‍ය සේවා පිළිබඳව කටයුතු කරන අය.
නෑ නෑ.
මුස්ලිම් කාන්තාවන් හිරිහැරයන්ට පත් වෙනවා ඒ උඩ විදිහකට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ අයිතිවාසිකම් කඩවීම වළක්වාලීම සඳහා යම් ආකාරයෙන් පැහැදිලි නිවේදනයක් කළ යුතුව තිබෙනවා.
රාජ්‍ය සේවකයෙක් වශයෙන් රාජ්‍ය සේවකයෙකුට ඇඳුමක් හෝ වෙනත් නීතියක් අපි හදනවා ඇරෙන්න ජාති ආගම් වශයෙන් සලකලා නීති හදන්නේ. දැන් හමුදාවට හෝ පොලිසියට එන නිලධාරියෙකුට මුස්ලිම්ද එහෙම නැත්නම් තමිල්ද කියලා එක්කෙන කතාවක් නැහැනේ අපි එන එක්කෙනාට නෑ ඒ වගේම
even that
කාර්යාලවල වැඩ කරන මේ සාමාන්‍ය ජනතාව මේ
රෝහලකට උනත් රෝහලේ වැඩ කරන අයට උනත් ඒ වගේ තමයි
ඒවා සමාන කරන්න පුළුවන්ද රාජ්‍ය කන්තෝරක වැඩ කරන ඇත්ත එක්ක
දැන් මම ඔබතුමාලාත් ඒක වරක කරන්නේ නැහැ.
Major General Ruwan Kulathunga has been appointed as the new Chief of National Intelligence. This appointment fills the vacancy created by the resignation of DIG Sisera Mendes. The former National Intelligence Chief Sisera Mendes' resignation came at the heels of his testimony before the Parliamentary Select Committee, where he said that the attacks on the 21st of April could have been averted. Although the cabinet meeting was not held last week, state sources say that it will convene at the presidential secretariat on the 18th. Several government ministers also confirmed to Adaderana. Speaking to media, Deputy Registrar of the Askariya chapter, Venerable Narampanawe Anandathera, however, requests both the President and Prime Minister to clear the air between them or pave the way for a new government.
President Maithripala Sirisena called an emergency cabinet meeting on the 7th of this month, and during the meeting he is said to have expressed displeasure over the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to probe the Easter Sunday attacks. Given the backdrop, the cabinet meeting, which was due to be held on Tuesday the 11th, did not take place. The matter has now become a hot topic of discussion.
Cabinet mandalayak රැස් වෙන්නේ නැතුව
Decisions of our country cannot be taken without cabinet approval. The country today has come to a critical point as nothing will proceed.
එයින්ද බරපතල තැනක අද රට හිර වෙලා තියෙනවා.
කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය රැස්වුනේ නැත්තේ එක සතියක් විතරයි.
The cabinet only failed to convene for 1 week. I'm not aware about next week, but the president will have a discussion in this regard following his return to the country.
ඊළඟ සතියේ රැස්වීම ගැන අපිට කතා කරගන්න පුළුවන්.
විධායකේ එපා කියන තීරීම්කාරක සභාව විවස්ථා.
The legislature is conducting the Parliamentary Select Committee, which is rejected by the executive, and the cabinet is refraining from convening disregarding the legislature. We warn that a situation of too many cooks spoil the soup will become a reality.
බලයට එන්න කලින් අපි කිව්වා මේක වෙනවා කියලා.
ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂයේ මැති ඇමතිවරුන් cabinet
Politicians of the government and the ministers of the cabinet along with the Prime Minister are prepared to discuss this with the President. If not, President as one of the respondents will be answerable to the public.
ජනාධිපතිවරයටත් රටේ ජනතාවට වක් කියන්න සිද්ධ වෙයි.
ප්‍රවෘත්ති නිවේදනයක් නිකුත් වුණා ඊළඟ 18 වෙනිදා ජනාධිපතිතුමා.
News came saying that the President has convened the cabinet on the 18th of this month, and it's good. If the cabinet meeting continues to be postponed, according to Section 2 of Article 46 of the Constitution, as soon as the cabinet ceases to exist, the Premier ceases to exist. Therefore, a new Prime Minister should be appointed. The country might end up in a crisis if the Premier fails to secure 113 votes. So the President can clearly go for a referendum and ask the public consent to pave way for a parliamentary election that is the only way out.
පාර්ලිමේන්තු මැතිවරණ ලබාගත හැකි වන්නේ.
However, government sources say that the cabinet is scheduled to meet on the 18th of this month at 9:30 am. Meanwhile, Deputy Registrar of the Asgiri chapter, Venerable Narampanave Anandathera, also expressed his stance over the matter.
Today, we see a power struggle between the executive and the legislature, and it shouldn't happen to this country. We stress upon the President and the Prime Minister to unite and to come up with a permanent solution for this country. If not, the most suitable option is to appoint a government that can cater to the needs of the public.
The Attorney General today received the approval of the Chief Justice to hear the case against the accused in the Central Bank Treasury bond scam, including former Central Bank Governor Arjun Mahendran, before the Permanent High Court at Bar in the Western Province. Last week, the Attorney General requested permission from the Chief Justice to file indictments against the 10 defendants over the Central Bank Treasury bond scam with the Permanent High Court at Bar. The defendants include former Governor Arjun Mahendran, former Central Bank Deputy Governor P. Samarasiri, Perpetual Treasuries Limited owner Arjun Aloysius, PTL CEO Kasun Palisena, Chairman Jeffrey Aloysius, Director Pushpamitra Gunawardana, Ranjan Hulugalla, Muthuraja Surendran and Ajan Punchiheva. The indictments have been filed on charges pertaining to the Treasury bond auction on February 27th of 2015. 7 charges are laid against the suspects. Well, the Attorney General has also ordered the acting IGP and the CID to complete investigations and submit reports pertaining to 4 high-profile cases, including the murders of journalist Lasantha Wickramsinghe and rugby player Wasim Tajuddin. Coordinating Officer of the Attorney General, State Counsel Nishara Jayaratna stated that the Attorney General has observed that there have been improper delays in the investigations being conducted with regards to the murders of Lasantha Wickramsinghe and Wasim Tajuddin, as well as the kidnapping for ransom and disappearance of 11 persons and the shooting and killing of 17 aid workers in Muttur. Therefore, the Attorney General has instructed the acting IGP, the DIG in charge of the CID and the Director of the Criminal Investigations Department to expedite the completion of the investigations into these indictments and to submit the extracts to the Aegis Department. In the meantime, Australia has changed its travel advice for Sri Lanka to exercise a high degree of caution. The Australian government website says that this level means that there are more or bigger risks in Sri Lanka than what would typically be found in a large Australian city. It also stressed that the Australian government is not saying don't go to Sri Lanka. Several countries, including China, India, Switzerland, Germany, Sweden and the UK, have softened their travel advisories on Sri Lanka recently. And we have your business news coming up after this short break. Do stay with us. President Maithripala Sirisena today set off for Tajikistan on an official visit. The head of state will attend the 5th summit of heads of state and government on Conference of Interaction on and Confidence Building Measures in Asia 2019. Nearly 50 delegates are said to be accompanying the president during the 3-day official visit. The conference will be held for 2 days starting tomorrow in Dushanbe. President Sirisena is scheduled to be addressing the summit on the 15th and will conduct bilateral meetings with several leaders, including the President of Tajikistan, Emomali Rahman, on the sidelines of the CICA summit. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Wickramsinghe, who is in Singapore on a 2-day visit, was welcomed with a special banquet by Singapore's Minister for Law, K. Shanmugam. Minister for Foreign Affairs in Singapore, Vivian Balakrishnan, and Singapore's non-resident High Commissioner to Sri Lanka were also present at the occasion. Also in local news, Sri Lanka's Ministry of Science, Technology and Research, Sujiva Senasinghe, has described Iran's scientific and technology development model as unique, adding that there is tangible difference between Iran's model from that of other regional states. Minister Senasinghe had made the remark in a meeting with Iran's Vice President for Scientific and Technology, Sorin Shatri, in the city of Tehran recently. IFP News says that the visiting Sri Lankan minister expressed Sri Lanka's interest in establishing cooperation with Iran in the related areas and to take advantage of Iran's experience in scientific, technological and innovation areas. He had gone on to say that Iran, which is facing US sanctions over its nuclear enrichment program, is a strong player in science and technology area, and added that bilateral relations between the two nations for knowledge-based firms can pave the way for further mutual ties between the two sides. Well, a haul of tea leaves suspected to be mixed with chemicals has been taken into custody by the police special task force. The allegedly tainted tea leaves have been found from a factory in Upper Welgama of Wickramsinghe. Accordingly, 178.4 kilograms of processed tea leaves have been taken into custody. The seized stock of tea has been handed over to Wickramsinghe police. Samples of the tainted tea have been sent to the Badurelia branch of the tea board for investigations. Well, we certainly have some very good news now. One of our very own here at TV Derana has gained international recognition, coming second in the mobile journalism competition organised by the Thomson Foundation in Ireland. General Manager of News at TV Derana, KC Saranga's entry submitted to the competition, known as Mojo, focused on the human-elephant conflict, which has become a tragic tale without an end in sight in Sri Lanka. Now, the final of the competition was worked off in Galway of Ireland recently.
The mobile journalism competition organised by Thomson Foundation is a leading showcase for mobile journalism, also known as Mojo, in partnership with Mojo Fest. Being held for the 5th consecutive year, the competition recognises and honours the world's best Mojo talent. Applicants are required to submit a feature story or news report, filmed and edited entirely on a mobile device. The panel of judges scored each entry based on the journalistic skills, the impact it makes, the uniqueness to medium and storytelling, as well as technical quality. Accordingly, the Mojo entry submitted by KC Saranga, General Manager of News at TV Derana, was selected among the top 6 from a total of 154 entries from 55 countries. The entry submitted by Saranga was a piece on the human-elephant conflict, one of the biggest environmental and socio-economic crises of rural Sri Lanka. He became the runner-up at the Mojo competition held in line with the Mojo Fest that recently concluded in Ireland. The winner of the competition was awarded to Mustafa Darwish, a freelance visual journalist from Egypt.
Welcome back. In business news, Sri Lankan Ambassador to France B.K. Adaderana insists that revival of the tourism sector in the aftermath of the Easter Sunday attacks is not a responsibility that should solely lie with Sri Lankan bureaucrats. Speaking exclusively to First at 9 today, Ambassador Adaderana said that all Sri Lankans, including diplomats, have a major role to play by lending their support to revive the sector and urged more investment in promoting Sri Lanka tourism.
Unfortunately, we had this terrorist attack, but this is not limited to Sri Lanka. But we should look at the long term. Sri Lanka is a beautiful island, many things to offer. I don't think we will have issue. And also we are underserved still. For example, from France, we are having a little, something like 110,000 tourists last year. But there are 24 million French tourists coming to Asia. So even if we get 1% of them, that will be 240,000. In addition to that, tourism investments will increase, tourism training we have to increase the capacity, and we have new markets coming up also, like the Spanish market. Spanish are just starting to come, but we don't even have Spanish-speaking tour guides and so on. We have very few tour guides, but not enough. Spanish market went from 17,000 to 35,000 just in 1 year. So we have nice growth on the Spanish side, and then French, German tourists, we still can move a lot. This is the time to invest more for tourism promotion, more packages, and we should work with more airlines. Tourism is not just for Sri Lanka Tourism Ministry or Tourist Board. Whole country should get behind to promote Sri Lanka's tourism.
Sri Lanka is currently working with France in the sectors of agriculture, power and energy, technology, logistics and transportation. Ambassador Adaderana is optimistic that there will be a stronger French business presence in Sri Lanka during the coming years.
We already have Michelin tire manufacturers moving into Sri Lanka in a very big way. With the megapolis, we are working very big projects. Energy sector, we are working with the Sri Lankan ministers and the Sri Lankan leaders and the French companies. Roughly over 200,000 Sri Lankans are living in France. They want to do things with Sri Lanka. So we will have Sri Lankans in France doing business with Sri Lanka, then French companies doing business in Sri Lanka. So 2 ways.
Taking you to the stock market, Colombo shares rose for the 5th straight session to end at a near 6-week high on local buying. Now, the all-share price index was 0.16% firmer, while the turnover was 235 million rupees. Foreign investors, in the meantime, sold a net 109.8 million rupees, extending the year-to-date foreign outflow to 5.85 billion rupees. We now have Dimantha Matthew from First Capital with today's market update.
The bond market remained broadly flat with low volumes as investors await tomorrow's bond auction to attain a direction for the market. Bill auction saw the 1 year getting rejected, while 3 months and 6 months were accepted at similar levels as last week. In the equity market, we saw strong buying interest today with renewed retail activity after a long lapse. The market surged 43 points, led by Mercer Corp, Carson's and Dialogue. Uptrend was on low turnover today, with one crossing in Ceylon cold stores. The rest of the turnover was spread out, with retailers getting activity. Markets saw a net foreign outflow today of 27 million rupees, dominated by Chevron lubricants.
In the currency market, the Sri Lankan rupee closed weaker between 176.60 to 176.70 against the US dollar, compared with yesterday's close of 176.45 to 176.60. In the secondary bond market, gilt yields ended marginally down after auction results today. Here's a look at how the Sri Lankan rupee traded against other major currencies during the day. We have your sports and international news coming up after this short break. In your international news, authorities have shot some government officials in Hong Kong's financial district after the worst violence the city has seen in decades. By this morning, the crowds had largely dispersed around government headquarters, where police and protesters had pitched battles yesterday. The protesters are angry about plans to allow extradition to mainland China. That wraps up tonight's edition of First at 9. Do log on to www.adaderana.lk for the very latest. I'm Indivri Amwant.